Yo, what is going on, everybody? Carnage back here again, and today I am back with another comic book haul. If you do hear any screaming, my roommate is currently playing Fortnite, so I do apologize for that. But anyway, went on vacation, had some fun times, found 3 different comic book shops, and yes, I did get books from every single one. And let me just say, found some pretty good stuff. In my opinion, that I've been trying to find for a little while. So anyway, starting off with the first book, and this is going in order. So these first 3 books I am showing were from the first comic book store I went to. I can't remember the name of any of them off the top of my head. It was just more kind of like spur of the moment things, just because they were relatively close to where we were at. But anyway, finally got Ultimate Fallout issue number 1. Been really wanting to read this series for the longest time, just mostly because it's about my favorite version of Spider-Man, you know. Ultimate Spider-Man is probably a lot of people's favorites. I've been in love with Ultimate Spider-Man since I was like, whenever he died. Like, whenever he died is when I fell in love with him. Just because, you know, I had a computer at the time and I was like, maybe like, 11 or 12, and let me just say, watching that like stop motion comic that I saw on YouTube, that made me fall in love with this version of Spider-Man. So very happy I got this beautiful cover. And then next up, I did kind of overpay for this book a little bit because $8 is a little high for it from what I've kind of looked up. But I mean, I didn't know that at the time. I was just very excited to see issue number 1 to Superman Batman, just because I've heard some very good things about this book and wasn't gonna, you know, start collecting it until I found issue number 1, and as you can tell, I found issue number 1. So very happy about that, and I believe this went on for about 79 issues, if I'm not mistaken. And it does reintroduce Cora Zor-El in it at some point, if I remember correctly. But I really fell in love with this art style when I saw the movie Superman Bat was it Super, it was either Superman Batman or Batman Superman Public Nemesis or Public Enemies, I mean. One of my favorite movies of all time, by the way. Just such a good story, and it doesn't even have to do anything with the main, you know, animated universe. It's just a good story on its own. And then the final book, another one I've actually been trying to find for the longest time, Earth 2 from the New 52, issue number 1. One of my favorite like comic storylines from the New 52, which might be surprising for some people. But I really did fall in love with the story, just because I thought it was just such a unique take on Earth 2, because all the Golden Age characters actually take place after, you know, the Trinity dies, and then a lot of other things happen. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone else, but it does introduce a very cool version of Superman called Val-Zod. Or at least I believe his name is Val-Zod, because Calvin Ellis is the other one that I'm thinking of. But let me just say, this series, very good. I do recommend you guys check it out. And then I went to another comic book shop after that, and I did find a couple of very good keys I've actually been trying to find for a little while. One of them is definitely like a lower grade copy, but I mean, he gave me this entire stack for like $30, and I mean, like altogether it's definitely more than $30, so I mean, the guy definitely did give me a very good deal. I should also mention that he was also, like, it was a very weird shop, just because it was a half comic book store and half gun shop. Yeah, that didn't make sense to me either, but I mean, I was very, you know, surprised and happy with what I found. And the first issue up, as you can tell, is Secret Wars number 6. This is from the 2015 series. Not a huge key. The main thing that happens in this is Black Panther gets the Infinity Gauntlet, which, very cool. Really happy I got it. Really do love this cover too, just Thanos versus the Marvel Zombies. Like, I especially really love this Loki right there in the corner. And such a beautiful cover by Alex Duras too. Like, I mean, just gorgeous, dude. Such a gorgeous cover. Just gonna admire that for a little bit. I think that's enough time. Yeah. Again, one of my favorite series ever. Like, Jonathan Hickman, phenomenal writer on that series. Really loved it. And then I found Earth 2 number 15. I believe I have 15.1, which is like a variant cover that has like, what's his name, Desaad on it. And it's like the holographic, like, flip cover, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it was that thing they did where it was like 3D-esque, you know, like where it's basically like, you know, plastic with like, you know, Desaad on it, and then you flip it and then it's just the normal cover. I believe that's what that book is, so I may have grabbed a double by accident, but whatever. It's from a series I love, so I'm not going to complain. And going back to series, I did find issue number 24 of Superman Batman, and they do go to a different universe in this one, where the genders are swapped, so Batman becomes Batwoman, Supergirl becomes Superboy, and then Superman becomes Superwoman, I'm assuming. But yeah, one of my favorite covers too from this series, one I've actually been trying to find for a little while. Like, this was going to be the only other exception to getting this series, just because it's such a beautiful looking cover, and like, it's just such imperfect condition too, man. Let me just say, Jeff Loeb did very well in this series, and I'm very happy about it. And then this was one of the key books that I found. This is definitely a more beat up copy. Like, I'll kind of show you guys a little bit. But I mean, the spine is definitely really beat up quite a bit. And from what it looks like, just at this staple right here, it was kind of a little ripped. And there's also a little rip right there. But I mean, for what the last book is, like, I think I did pretty well on this. Just because, I mean, I also did pick this up just because I really did enjoy Bloodsport in the Suicide Squad movie. Kind of forgot the name of it just because I haven't seen it in a while. But still one of my favorites. And very happy I finally got this one. Like, it's definitely a reader copy, but, you know, still happy I have it. And then this next book is mostly the big reason why I kind of wanted to, was very happy with the price. That is Green Lantern issue number 48. This is the first appearance of Kyle Rayner before he becomes Green Lantern. He's just a, what's it called? A cameo in this book. But let me just say, very, very cool. Really, really happy I got this. And this book is, like, nearly perfect. There's just, like, one spine tick that I could see. Like, that's the only one I could really see. But doing this, looks like there's another small one right there, but I mean, and it does kind of have a little bit of a goofed up corner, but I mean, other than that, like, this book just looks amazing, dude. And I do kind of have high hopes for Kyle Rayner when James Gunn takes over. My apologies. Kind of got a little bit of a dry mouth, but anyway, really excited because I really hope James Gunn does something with Kyle Rayner in the future. My apologies. So, main reason why I kind of picked this up, also because one of my favorite Green Lantern covers. I'm not a huge Green Lantern fan, but let me just say, this cover right here is just phenomenal. And I know I did pick up issue 49 about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago at this point. Maybe 3. And I mostly picked it up just because it's another one of my favorite Green Lantern covers, where he, like, has all the rings on his fingers and you just see that maniacal look on his face. So cool. So cool, man. And this is about a $20 book for the, like, condition that it's in. And I'd say that this one's about a, like, $3 to $5 book, especially with, you know, it being extremely beat up and everything. But, I mean, regardless, like, I'm just gonna say this is probably, like, maybe, like, $23 just by itself. And then getting another 1, 2, 3 books, which more than likely probably like cover price for all of them, so these two would be like 3, so there's an additional 6. So I'm already at $36 or $32, I mean. And then this one, again, cover price, another 4. So I saved myself roughly like $6, I'd say. So nothing too crazy, but savings wise, but I mean, you know, still very happy with all the books I picked up. And then at the last comic book store I went to, I only picked up 2 things. The first one being this Quake figure, just because, you know, she was the last one I needed, and I was gonna, you know, just change her into a Maria Hill just because she comes with the parts for that. But I mean, after I opened this, I kind of regretted not getting the second one, just because they were like $10 each. Like, this was in a discount bin for $10, man. I could not say no to that. Like, really, really cool figure. Really happy I did pick it up. Granted, I am kind of like a year late to the party for this figure, but, you know, whatever. Really, really cool. Really do like it. Really do like the head sculpt as well. And she was actually the last one I needed to complete the controller Build-A-Figure. She came with this arm right here. So got another Build-A-Figure completed, and this is actually a pretty cool one, in my opinion. He's reusing the Thanos body from what it looks like. So that's pretty cool. Only thing I hate about him, like his legs just kind of forcibly separate. Like I want him kind of like that, and then they just kind of, you know, spread on their own. So it's the only downside of this figure. So and then this last book I picked up was actually one that I was going to get a while ago, but they sold it at my local comic book store, and I've been trying to find it for a while, and I finally got it, and then just to prove how much I paid for it, I paid, just kind of putting my finger over it because it has, you know, like you can see it's a Wolverine book, but it's not specifying which one. I did pay $45 for it. And that is Wolverine #1. And let me just say, $45, definitely a steal for this. Like, I can tell it has definitely, like, a few, like, spine ticks on it, but I mean, does not look like any of them are, like, color breaking. So, I mean, like, with a press, I would instantly just fix all of that. And from what it looked like, too, it did have a minor spine curve, but, I mean, nothing too serious. And as you can tell, Wolverine is kind of one of my favorite characters. I've been really collecting him ever since I got his first appearance from my uncle. So shout out to my Uncle Scott. Thank you again. Really appreciate you, and I love you. Yeah, so he's kind of the main reason why I've been collecting a lot of Wolverine. And I did see this book one other time for $100, which I thought, oh yeah, I'll definitely get that book as soon as possible. And then it sold about 1 month later, just as I was about to buy it. So, but hey, got it for, you know, basically half price, so very, very happy with that. And definitely a beautiful looking cover too. Really do like it, really do love the colors. And this is also the first appearance of Patch, if I remember correctly. Yep, first Patch. Which, another cool thing, just because, as we all know, he appeared in the Deadpool 3 trailer. So, very excited about that, and also very happy I got this book for less than half price of... Just because, I mean, this book does not have, like, any defects on it whatsoever. It's just perfect. Like, it just, truthfully just needs to be, like, pressed, and that's, like, nothing. So, very, very happy with this. And that's all I have for you guys today, so... Kind of a smaller video. Kind of did ramble on, but that's to be expected. But anyway, got some great books, made some fun memories with my family. Ate some great food, ate a lot of food, saw a comedy. Like a comedian. I saw a comedian. Comedian. Don't know why I said the word comedy. Brain kind of shut off halfway through saying it. But very funny comedian that I saw. Well, there was technically 3 of them, but all of them very, very funny guys. Really, really do recommend going to see them. I don't remember Exactly what the town's name was, something Hill, I want to say. I know it had Hill in the name, and it was in South Dakota. And it was more north, I want to say like northwest in South Dakota. South Dakota. Like, I mean, we went on vacation in Deadwood, and then we had to drive like an hour from Deadwood to there. So, anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate every single one of you, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.